Have you ever stopped a wedding mid-ceremony? I was standing at the altar looking into my fiancée Grace's eyes when a man in jeans and a work jacket walked through the church doors holding a toddler. And trust me, this wasn't some movie moment. My venue coordinator was the type who'd tackled a drunk uncle at my cousin's wedding. So when she stepped aside and let this guy walk straight down the aisle, my stomach dropped. The officiant stopped mid-sentence. Grace's face went from loving bride to pure panic in half a second. The man wasn't crying or screaming. He looked exhausted and angry. He stopped 3 feet from us. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm Cameron, Grace's husband. The chapel went completely silent. 200 guests stopped breathing at the same time. Grace grabbed my hand harder. Cameron, what are you doing here? We talked about this. My brain couldn't process what "we talked about this" meant. I turned to her. What is he talking about? Cameron shifted the toddler to his other hip. I'm talking about the fact that you're married to my wife. We have 2 kids. Milo here is 18 months old. Our daughter Autumn is with my mom because I didn't want her to see this. I looked at Grace. She was shaking her head, but she wasn't looking at me. She was looking at him like she was trying to telepathically make him disappear. Grace? My voice cracked. She finally looked at me. This is not what you think. Cameron and I are separated. We've been separated for almost 2 years. Cameron laughed, but it wasn't a real laugh. We had dinner together 4 nights ago. I packed your suitcase for this trip. You told me it was a work conference in Seattle. He's lying. He's been stalking me since I left him. Cameron pulled out his phone. I've got our joint bank account pulled up right here. There's a charge from the dress shop in this town from 3 days ago. There's the hotel room she checked into yesterday. There's the payment to this venue from 6 months ago. My best man Leo looked at the screen, then handed it to me. I scrolled through. Netflix account. Profile names. Cameron, Grace, Autumn, Milo. Electric bill for an address in Oregon. Both their names. A charge from 2 weeks ago at a children's play. The venue charge is under your mother's name, Grace said to me, her voice getting desperate. Cameron took his phone back. Because you told me his mother was paying for your work friend's wedding, and you were going as a guest. You said you got a discount for including your name in the vendor booking. My mom stood up from the front pew. Excuse me? Grace held up both hands. Yes, Cameron and I were married, but we're in the middle of a divorce. I was going to tell you after the honeymoon. Our divorce papers were never filed, Cameron said quietly. You told me 3 months ago you changed your mind. You said you wanted to work on our marriage. I believed you. I looked down at her engagement ring. 2 carats, white gold band. She'd posted it on Instagram when I proposed. How much did this wedding cost? I asked my mom. 81,000, she said. Her voice was shaking. I turned to Grace. Did you pay for any of this? Her jaw clenched. Your mother offered to. Did you pay for anything? The marriage license. Cameron made a sound, which would have been invalid anyway since you're already married to me. I looked at Grace's ring finger, then at Cameron. Is this paid off? He looked at it and his eyes got wet. We maxed out a credit card for that. The bill comes to our house. I've been paying it thinking it was for something for the kids. I turned back to Grace. So you stole from your husband to get this ring. Then you stole $81,000 from my mother for a wedding that couldn't legally happen. What was the plan here? Grace's face was red. I love you. I was gonna figure it out. Figure what out? Bigamy? My dad came up beside me. I'm calling the police. Grace backed up. For what? I didn't break any laws. Fraud. You accepted money under false pretenses for a marriage you knew was invalid. Cameron nodded. And you emptied $3,000 from our savings 4 days ago. I have screenshots. Grace looked at the doors, then at Cameron, then at me. She was calculating. I could see her trying to find an exit strategy. My venue coordinator was already standing at the back doors with her arms crossed. My dad had his phone out. You should leave before the police get here, I said. Grace looked at me like I'd betrayed her. Then she turned and walked back down the aisle. Not running, but close, trying to keep some dignity while 200 people watched in complete silence. Cameron shifted his toddler and walked out the same way he came in.